You think you're so damn funny with your stupid games and your headline or asinine. Word Ohio. We get it. It's not funny. Cancel the damn show. Get some new host. Bring back Kim Mitchell. God damn it.
Continuing tonight on Two C's in a Pod. 96.7 on your Two C's in a pod, 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 two C's just like two C's in a pod, two C's because we're two C's in a pod, just like two C's in a pod, two C's in a pod at gmail.com.
Well, I don't think we can air any of that.
My jaw is dropped. Listeners at home, my jaws are on the floor. Around here in the Two Season Pod studio. When the great Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone back in the year 1967, he didn't think that a telephone call would be used to that level of ferocity.
They had to bring the mothers into it.
They had to bring a lot of things into it. Let's run down a couple of things they brought in. They brought it.
How did he know about your medical records?
How did he know about my and your medical records? I'll have you.
Well, no more.
Are we just going to gloss over that thing he said about
Let's just pretend that never happened.
Just that entire 4 minutes about Hungary. We're just going to move right past.
Get the new producer guy. Get him to just chop over, and we'll just start like here.
We're gonna start record. Kick it.
Welcome to Two C's in a Pod.
Baby.
This is your host Cam LeClaire, accompanied by his other partner in crime. Some say in business, some say in fraud. Cam Osborne.
And some have said neither. My name's Cameron Osborne. Thanks for that fantastic introduction. We have new lights here in the studio, and I gotta say, I'm feeling the heat. Not literally, though. It is snowing outside. It's that time of year.
It is cold.
'Tis that season. Cam, as somebody with I'm a November born, but Cam, even you as a late December born, I'm sure
shortest day of the year.
I'm sure the just having so much Christmas affair before your birthday sucks. Does it? You tell me.
What do I like about the winter?
Because it's not Christmas time yet. It's your birthday.
No. Yeah. Well, no. I always get that question. It's like, do you like having your birthday by Christmas? And I'm like, well, I've never had it in June, so I don't have much to compare it to. So there's no real good point of reference. Maybe that'd be nice, but I just kind of roll with it.
Just imagine one of your birthdays, Cam, without a single wreath, without a single chestnut, no turtle doves at all. Imagine if you could have a birthday.
I like being near my family. I'm often near my family for my birthday, which is nice.
Did you ever call it Birthmas or Chris Day?
No, never did.
Why not? Is it because it sounds dumb? It's because it's a dumb thing to have said?
Yeah. I think it's pretty dumb. I think, I wouldn't stand for it.
Interesting. This is going great. Well, Cam.
I'll tell you what, though, Cam.
Please.
Today I went to Starbucks to get a coffee.
Starbs.
Kind of celebrating.
Starbs, as it is.
So I got a new job, as we do after 1 year of any job.
Move on.
And they had the Christmas blend out.
The Christmas
and
blend.
It was fucking tasty.
Now, I did see the Christmas cups were back. Of course, the much controversial holiday imagery that appears on so much of the Starbucks merchandise is something that we've just kind of grown to accept, I guess.
Yeah, didn't they not, if I recall correctly?
I don't remember, but I do remember there was a thing one time.
I remember there being controversy.
Where it was a big to-do about people didn't like that it was Christmas, or people were pro-Christmas. No one's anti-Christmas, surely.
Anti-Christmas?
Nobody's ever
No,
anti-Christmas.
I think people are anti-Christmas because they're like pro everything else. They're like, I'm pro Kwanzaa, anti Christmas.
Right. Sort of like the other way.
It's like I'm pro Yeezus, anti Easter.
Easter, big holiday coming up. Just kind of at Kanye West's house, there's like a little like Easter egg hunt. We've been pushing for many years, trying to get to be the exclusive podcast for Easter.
So yeah, had the night Starbucks coffee this morning, and it was tasty. But I had some hot news
what's
for you.
in a holiday blend?
Fuck if I know. Just Merry Cheer. Actually, I have the cup here. We can do a little look here. It's got
Fantastic.
It's got what does it have on it? It's green and red, and it says, "I love the Lord like I love my prophets."
Like right on there, just right on there. I love the Lord. Wow.
Yeah, it says if you don't believe in Jesus, you don't believe in. I don't know. I can't microwave this cup, huh? Well, look at that.
Yeah, I learned that like 2 days ago that you're not supposed to microwave cups that you get like from Tim Hortons
what
or
happens?
anything. Like it burnt up a little bit. It burnt up a little bit around the bottom. Not so much. I put the coffee in for 30 seconds or something. Not, I guess enough that it may have caught on fire eventually. But I opened up the microwave to that whiff of something's on fire.
Oof, that's a rough
one.
Yeah, nothing worse than that.
And I marched right back to Tim Hortons and demanded my money back.
There's one time that I was. Did you actually?
No, I don't have. I don't think I would.
Okay.
I don't think I would ever do that.
So, I did that.
Of course,
one time.
you did.
So there was one time that my dad dropped me off at work when I was cleaning toilets for a living. And the guys were all pranksters.
Really, is it for a living when you're just kind of like 21 years old?
It's a summer job. Hey, I was living, baby. I was living more than anyone else was.
You were living.
So anyway, my dad dropped me off this place, and like we always used to fuck around with each other when we're in the yard. And I remember there used to be like salt packs in the little like cup holders of the work trucks. So anyway, I wait like 15 minutes, open my coffee up, take a sip. I'm like, this is the saltiest thing I've ever tasted in my life. Like, what the fuck? And then I blame these guys for the rest of the day, being like, you little fuckers ruined my coffee. And they're like, we didn't touch your coffee. They're all playing sly. So then the day goes by, and I see my dad. I go, was your coffee tasting extremely salty this morning? He goes, it did. I threw it out. And I'm like, it was Tim Hortons. So I emailed them, and I said, something's wrong with your coffee. It tastes like salt. And they're like, we're sorry. Here's $5. And that's how I ended up scamming the system.
Now, did you email Tim Hortons' estate? Was it kind of like his grandchildren or something? Are they taking calls directly?
I think it was just Tim at Hortons.
Oh, of course. I mean, so many.
Probably.
Well, so many of these big corporations are, like Google at gmail.com. That gets you right to, you want to get to Zuckerberg. It's just like Facebook at gmail.com. It's really easy. twoceesinapod at gmail.com. That's a direct pipeline to the two of us.
For all your laughs. So where was I going with this? Oh yeah. So if you ever want to get free coffee from Tim Hortons, just let them know that it tasted salty. And be like, all these flavors, I want to taste.
And also,
salt.
Since it does taste salty, I think it would be great with maybe if enough people actually reach out, maybe they'll change the recipe a little bit. Well,
I think there was a bad batch. I think that's where the problem was.
Surely they can't add salt to it. Like that's not right?
There could have been that day where someone's like, early morning or late shift, and they're like, do you put the sugar or the salt in it? I'm like, I like it black. Anyway.
Now, you sure you didn't order a salty coffee?
Enough coffee talk. Pretty sure. 2 salts. Oh, fuck. When I was in Tim Hortons today,
you said 2 salts.
Today,
you said 2 salts,
like,
1 milk, and then downhill from there.
Some idiot this morning says 3 creams, 3 sugars.
Yeah.
I'm like, you fat fuck. You
the triple. I think an aunt who used to order the triple And even before I drank coffee, I knew that was too much.
That was
Even
a lot.
before I drank coffee, even
It's
just
aggressive.
like one sugar in a coffee now, or yeah, if it's just like a cream and sugar, like, you know, I think if an order is mixed up or something, I don't know. I'm a no sugar guy, but if there's somehow sugar in the coffee and I end up taking a sip, I'm buzzed for days.
I throw it at the
Yeah,
person
I
making
throw it
coffee.
at the
And I go, "You did
throw
this.
it at the
You did
tween
this."
working behind the counter, and I say, "Fuck you."
Fuck you. I'm
I hope
better
your
than-
parents get divorced, and neither one of them
Oof,
want
that's a
you.
tough one.
Like, I go harsh. Harsh with it.
Been there
Yeah,
before.
exactly. That's that's what they were fighting for in the child.
That was a tough eighth birthday.
Yeah, that's what they were fighting for in the custody. Your 8th birthday, made it all the way down to the courthouse, and it was really just kind of both going back and forth. You know, I don't want him. I don't want him.
Speaking of courts, you know what we never talked about?
Jury
duty.
Oh, okay. Jury duty. I was going to say OJ because I don't think we've ever kind of really brought that up here on the podcast. I'd love to get into it if you would. But Cam, I guess, are we sort of past the statute of limitations on a on being able to talk about jury duty, a court case? Was there
let
a
me tell you.
murder? Is the assailant still at large? You know, did your verdict render not guilty? Hours of deliberation. What did you eat for lunch? I mean, really, everything.
Well, court case is Tuesday morning. They say arrive at the court 8:30. Do your pre-screening 48 hours beforehand. It's Monday, 6 o'clock. The phone rings from Guelph. I pick it up. They go, "Hey, is this Cameron?" I go, "Yep." And they go, "Yeah, court's canceled tomorrow. You don't need to come."
What? You
And
can't
I'm like,
cancel court.
I'm like, what do you mean? And they're like, "Yeah, you don't have to come. You don't have jury duty anymore." I'm like, "Does it get postponed?" They're like, "Nope, you're
What?
free." I'm
No.
like, well, that sucks. And they're like, "Yeah, you're off the hook." I'm like, "I want to do this." They're like, "Well, you might get summoned again at some point, but you're out." So I don't know what happened. Now, I would like to point out that on that same Tuesday was the same day that the van bomber in Toronto was in cases. So there was probably that one,
Okay.
and they probably just thought that I was too pro-bomb or something like that.
Right. Pro-Obama. You had that big campaign shortly after that big car bomb went off. You were pro-Obama.
Yeah, I'm a big pro-Obama
Big
guy.
pro-Obama. Big supporter of the podcast here, too. Two Season Pod is pro-Obama.
Pro-Obama. Yes, sir. So I wish I had better stories because we hyped that up for like 5 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, we spoke about it very, very briefly one time on an offhand remark, and it's so disappointing that we can't follow up on that. It really
Yeah,
is.
that's a shame. I think we do owe the fans homework for next week though, and to watch Shark Tale.
Shark Tale episode 46. Shark Tale, the movie review theme song, which was just been seldomly used. I'm gonna love to bring that one back out. That's right, you heard it here first, folks. Next week, you better watch Shark Tale before you watch the episode of the podcast, or don't. But either way, I guess we're gonna talk about it. For about 2 hours.
Yeah, call it 5. Anyway, so stay tuned for that one, folks. I feel like I have 100 stories to tell you this week, but this one's a good one.
You're a busy guy. You're making it happen.
Busy guy. So I, as we do after 1 year at a job, you leave and you find a new job. Mm-hmm. As you do, you find more money, and that's what you do. So I'm doing this with my company, and I do not tell anybody in my company, right? Why would you?
Okay.
But I tell my neighbor that I'm like, oh, I got this interview. I'm probably gonna take it. She's like, okay, great. And she used to work for that company that I'm working at now. Okay. Mm-hmm. So the announcement goes out today, and then I get like a bunch of people texting me, calling me like, "Hey, congrats, blah blah blah, yada yada," And one guy calls me, and we're chatting for a while, and he goes, "To be honest, man, I heard about this on Friday," and I'm like, "On Friday? Like that doesn't make any sense. I didn't tell a soul in the company." And he goes, "I heard it from this person." I'm like, "I would never have told that person." Well, it turns out my neighbor's a little bit of a blabbermouth and decided to broadcast it out to whoever she wanted to. So as soon as that phone call goes, I call her up because she's the town gossip queen. And I drop she picks up, she goes, "Hey, I'm on the treadmill, what's up?" I go, "You're cut off. You're cut off from any information going forward." She goes, "What are you talking about?" I go, "I just talked to Taj, who talked to Liz, who talked to you, who you told that I was leaving the company before I left the company." And she goes, "No, I didn't." I go, "You're a liar. You're a damn liar." And then she went, "No, it wasn't me." And I go, "Yeah, it was. Yeah, there's no other option." And she goes, "It was the IT guy. He was probably checking your IP address." I'm like,
The emails,
that is the most bullshit story I've ever heard in my life.
The emails, Cam, you gotta check he'll check your emails.
So I think she's still lying to me. I think it's pretty clear, but she won't admit it. Anyway, she's cut off. She's cut off from any information.
That's
You ever find someone that there's a little too much gossiping, and then you think you can trust them, but
That's quite an incredible story. I was hoping, maybe you still have to get to the bottom of it. Maybe it's not done. Do you ever think about that?
maybe I don't know. Do you think there's any alternatives based on those facts?
I
don't think it's the IT guy.
I told people that you were getting a new job, so maybe one of my sources said to their friend, "Oh, my friend Cam has very good news. His friend Cam is getting a new job." And then that person could be like, "Oh, what's his last name?" I guess there are a lot of situations that could have happened.
Possibly. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that she's lying though, and I will give her. I'm just gonna start feeding out fake news to her to see if it comes back to me.
Oh, just to see if something, just to see what happens.
Yeah,
eh?
just plant some seeds, right? You'd be like, "Hey, I heard Jim's fucking Karen."
Yeah. Oh, Jim and Karen. Yeah, they're classic.
Just slamming it.
Is this what happens around your condo complex or your little apartment building complex? This much gossip.
I don't know. I'll tell you what else happened.
Are people sleeping with other people? Maybe like an infidelity
I'm sure it's a condo.
of some
There's
kind.
plenty of people sleeping.
No, I mean sleeping with other people, and then maybe like
I
an
hope
infidelity of some kind.
That'd be awesome.
Something like that.
Yeah, that'd be. I wish there was like a town little forum. I wish there was like a little area that we could all get together with and be like, hear ye, what's the gossip of the town?
Oh, you could
And
just
be
kind
like,
of, maybe put a little like dinner bell, a little ding ding bell, just in the middle of your parking lot.
Yeah. And then just like at like 5 o'clock when people are coming home, just stop them and pretend like I can wear one of those reflector vests.
Yeah.
And be like, yeah, just you're gonna park over there, and then you're gonna just wait over there. And be like, why? Be like, it's this time for town hall. We're all gonna sit and chat and talk to each other about our grievances and who's fucking whom.
Yeah, Cam, this is a position that you would latch on to fairly naturally, I think. I say you just go for it.
I can't see a single problem.
I can't see anything bad happening. Nothing bad has ever happened, Cam, to you when you try to assert yourself, when you try to ask questions. This is well documented. Old Slobs, episode 5, it's all there. Everything you need to know is episode 5. Go back, stop this current episode, listen to episode 5 in its entirety, and then come back.
Incriminating.
It's terrible.
Terrible. I got another one for you.
Keep them coming.
Keep them coming. So, because we have our baby dog, we built a gate this weekend in our backyard to close off, because we have the like semi-privacy fences where they go like 7 feet, but the gap's like 15 feet. So you end up with that like 8-foot gap, and you're like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this? Mm-hmm. So, me and my neighbor, we drop like $150 each to buy a bunch of wood. And Saturday morning kicks off at like 9 o'clock. We get the saws out,
Nice.
chawing up at a wood.
Yep.
Just making gates, just doing some dad stuff. If
Drinking
I've ever
beer?
seen it. Not yet, because we need to get work done. You know?
Okay,
Drink
okay.
beer after.
Well,
Drink a
you
lot of
know.
it after.
Work hard, play hard.
Yeah. Work hard, play hard. Anyway, so we get it all done. Blah, blah, blah. Now we have this beautiful gate. Looks great. Looks fantastic. We're the only people in the area that have gates. Tuesday, was it yesterday? Tuesday rolls around. And I get an email from my landlord, who just forwards it for me from the condo board, basically like, we heard you were building a wall in the backyard. Take it down immediately. You don't have permission. And there's no way I'm taking down this wall.
Well, it's a gate. It's not
And
a wall.
also, I don't have a wall. I have a gate. So now I'm in a fight with the condo board.
Because they want it down probably for them because they're like, it's easier for them to like cut lawns and shit.
Yeah, but I have a gate, so you can just push it open. Mm-hmm. So I hear where they're coming from, but I'm like, listen, guys, it's November. You're not cutting lawns for, I'm going to say, 6 months.
Well, so yeah, you've been there for 3 years and they haven't finished the gate or the wall.
Yeah,
or
exactly. Exactly. Like, they haven't even put up half people's fences.
Like, if
so
anything,
my thoughts
you just
they're never going to do anything.
You just raised the property value of where you live because now the people coming behind you can say, this is great. It's enclosed.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know. I think the game that I'm going to play is like, just send an email out like 4 days after they do. And then I just know that that'll get buried. And then they'll come back like a week later and I'll be like, can you copy in Diane from corporate? And like, no one knows what's going on at this point. And then nothing will ever get done because they'll get lost in an inbox somewhere. And I'm going for that.
Well, hopefully that's the
Because
option and they just don't show up.
I'm talking to someone in
and-
Guelph. I
and
live in
knock it
Kitchener.
down.
And it's like, take down the wall. It's like, sir,
Well-
who are you?
Well, take down the wall. That's that's a pretty powerful statement.
Yeah. So, I don't even know where I'm going with this. It's a battle. It's a battle every day in Kitchener.
Wow.
I don't know if these stories are interesting at all, but I figured I'd just give you a little update.
I hope
on
these
my life.
I hope these gates get to stay though.
Yeah, it's Gate.
This is a true gate.
Finally,
Finally,
Is it
we have
called
a gate to talk about. Yeah, that's right, folks. This is week 1 of Gate. You've just heard the information provided to you.
Dum dum bum 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 dum 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 bum bum bum.
Law and Order.
Gate.
Gate. That's right. What else can we cover about Gate? Because, of course, in this 24-hour news cycle that we stay in, this is the biggest story right now.
This is the biggest story out there. We're getting
They've
reports
stopped
live
counting
from
the
Westwood.
ballots. They've stopped
Cam, I'm gonna have to cut you off right there.
Okay.
We're gonna report live right now that they're putting new hinges, reinforced hinges, and I cannot confirm my sources here. They're reinforced hinges to keep the gates up.
Sorry, sir. Did you say a reinforced hinge?
Reinforced hinge, as the wind has taken down one of the gates. We're unsure if it's protesters. We're unsure if this is an act of political violence. Some are saying terrorism, but the gates are going back up. Gates are going back up. The windstorm was bad, but the gates are back up.
Now, how much force would need to be applied to these new hinges in order for them to have gotten to the point where they are right now?
I can't say I'm an expert in this. But we have brought in some a man from Home Depot here, and he's informing me that these are looking. These could hold even steel gates, and these are wood gates. So these are some serious hinges that we have. And he doesn't think these things are coming down without a fight. Back to you, Cameron.
Wow, this is just an incredible story. The state of aggression in our world today is something that I truly can't understand. Is this a group protesting against gates, or do they not like the hinges in which they stand for? Back to you, Cam.
Damn. Well, incredible news reporting there.
It really was.
Well,
And there
We'll
was
tune
no
back in
delay.
next
There
week.
was no delay like there normally is when you have one of those on-the-scene reporters.
Yeah, normally they're pretty bad for that, which is the worst. It's really bad in Corona time too, when you hear it and you're like, and then and they're just talking over each other.
Oh man, no, of course. Nothing has happened. If March until the present has taught me anything, it's people need to be heard over top of each other.
Yes, agreed.
What was that?
We call that dead air.
Cam, I cut you off. You said you had a game for me.
All right. Yes, sir. And the game, because I've been watching Arrested Development, is which member of the Booth family are you?
Okay, the Cam. This is sounding a little bit less like a game, more of a BuzzFeed article.
Oh, it certainly is a BuzzFeed article, but I wanted to see where you'd land.
That's right. That's right, Cam. Let's play the game. Boop, 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 boop.
All right. Pick a character. Barry Zuckercorn, Lucille Ostero, Tony Wonder, or Ann Veal?
None of them. I'm going to have to say who's my favorite character out of those. Yeah, Lucille Ostero.
Oh, she's a good one. Lucille, too.
Yeah.
Or some say a loose seal. Next song is Pick a Song, Afternoon Delight, The Final Countdown, Careless Whisper, or I'm a Bad, Bad Man.
God, it's either Careless Whisper or Final Countdown. It's one of those two. God, they're so good. I'm gonna go Careless Whisper. Wait, is this a March Madness? It feels like a March Madness.
No, it's not. It's a BuzzFeed quiz. Pick a quote. Here's some money. Go see a Star War. Do these effectively hide my thunder? It's vodka. It goes bad once it's opened. And finally, and that's why you always leave a note.
Oh, that's why I always leave a note. No, I'm gonna go with the wine to vodka, or it's wine. It turned what? Yeah, what is it again? Something like that.
It's vodka. It goes bad once it's opened.
Oh no, I'm thinking of a different
And
quote then.
picking a-
No, I'm thinking of a different quote.
Oh,
Then go. You must always leave a note.
well, that's a good one too. Pick an illusion. The Aztec tomb, lighter fluid, the hidden dove, or amazing Jesus.
Lighter fluid.
Yeah, that's a good one. And pick a place. Banana Stand, Model Home, Wee Britain, or Balboa Towers.
The model home.
The Model Home. Ooh, wasn't expecting this one. Moving ahead, we only got 2 questions left. Pick a running gag. Chicken impressions. Blue Tobias, Charlie Brown Walk, or the Stair Car.
Let's go Blue Tobias on this one.
Yeah, that one's great. Just seeing all the marks around the house. And finally, pick a final character. Oh, sorry, 2 more things. Pick another character. Kitty Sanchez, the Richters, Steve Holt, or Maggie Lizer.
Who is the second one you said?
The Richters, which are like a side family.
The Richters. Oh,
Yeah,
like
I don't
like
remember them
Andy
too well.
Richter, Donnie Richter, Cherith
that's
the
it.
Flirt. Yeah, okay. Kitty Sanchez, the Richters. Okay, I get it. And what were the last 2? Steve Holt and Maggie Lizer.
Maggie lies her face
Maggie
off.
lies her ass off.
And Steve Holt.
Let's go with Steve Holt. Steve Holt.
And pick an outfit. It's Lindsay wearing the slut shirt. It is.
I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop you right
Buster
there.
and-
If Tobias's jean shorts are on, then that's the option.
Well,
Yeah.
that's it. And you got Tobias Funke. You're a free spirit who recently made some unexpected life changes. You're terrible at phrasing, love wearing costumes, and hate being naked. Congratulations.
That sounds, yeah, you know.
I got maybe Funke. So it looks like we're
No,
related.
we're not. Right? Isn't that a whole thing?
No, we're not. It's
No, we are.
confusing.
Yeah, we are. Never mind.
think it's presumed that we're not, but we are. I don't know. Anyway, if you didn't watch Arrested Development, that segment was brutal.
I guess that joke would have gone right over your head, but I guess at this point, who is listening to this show and not also have seen Arrested Development? I think there's a huge
that was my point.
Huge
Yeah.
crossover between those two things. Where do we think we're sourcing the majority of our viewers from? You know, it's like if you're watching The Bachelorette, you're probably not listening to this podcast, unless this podcast became a Bachelorette review podcast.
We could do that. Did you hear about the big controversy on The Bachelorette this year?
Probably not.
Okay, so
we're
one,
stooping,
The
eh? We're
Bachelorette-
stooping this low. Okay. Let me crack my knuckles
getting dirty.
emphatically. Okay, Cam, what happened on The Bachelorette this year?
The Bachelorette decided in 3 episodes that she had no interest in the other men and just said, I want to marry him. I don't want to play the rest of the game, and then left the show.
Nice. You go, girl.
Yeah, fuck this whole, let's do 16 weeks of this bullshit.
Imagine that,
Like
yeah,
I
and
always say,
you're the Bachelorette.
it
Like,
only
I don't
takes
want to
3.
have to fuck 16 guys. Like, just let me fuck the first 3 and just take one of them.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? So how did the show pivot? I imagine the show had to pivot.
Then they just picked, they were like, all the guys were like, well, what do we do now? And they're like, we brought in a new girl.
Oh, they had a
And they're
backup.
like, they had a backup, yeah.
The backup
And she's
Bachelorette.
He's like, hi, guys, it's me. And they're like, oh, you're pretty hot, too. I guess we'll
I guess we'll all fight for your
see
love.
how you are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess we'll see. That's the way to go, Bachelorette producers, bringing in another Instagram thought as quickly as they could.
That's right. So that's our Hollywood update for the week.
That's the Hollywood update. What happened to
Yes.
that interview with Brad Pitt that you've been teasing for months now? Is that just sitting in the bank? Are you just keeping that Brad Pitt interview in the bank somewhere?
Oh, you didn't get the files that I sent?
I did not get the files you sent. Why would you send me
they're
files? When have you ever sent me a file?
Well, they're probably gone now, so
okay.
looks like that one's gone.
That's too bad. That's too bad. But
coming
you
up
did.
next
But
week-
you were on the set of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and you did snag that Leonardo DiCaprio interview. Though you did have that. You went back to back on those two guys. I know that.
Well, I did, but then I said,
Did you send that one to me also?
I cannot air this if you let me have that leather coat. And he said, deal. So I got the leather coat.
Wait. You got that tight fitting leather coat from a man who's like way taller than you. And
He's not taller than me.
How does it fit? Does it fit nice?
There's no way he's taller than me. Fits like a glove.
Fits like a glove, eh?
You think Leonardo DiCaprio's taller than me?
Cam, that's the you're coming at me right now with the aggression of a man who's not 6 feet tall, and that's something that you have to live with for the rest of your life. Maybe is it on me, to bring you back to earth with some of these things? Maybe it is.
Okay, he's 3 centimeters taller than I am.
That's
3.
3 centimeters goes a long way, if you know what I mean.
Leonardo da Vinci was smaller than I am.
Well, yeah, I think like everybody before the 1800s was just like a little tiny people.
Yeah, isn't it funny how they used to have just tiny little doors?
Little doors for little people. Little cars. They used to ride them around on little horses. They'd have like little boots.
And was that just because nutrition was just not as good? Or you couldn't eat as much food and you couldn't grow as big?
I think it was something like that. I mean, that probably has something to do with it, or certainly the hormones in which we started putting into food, makes people bigger. I don't know. I actually,
Or maybe just the tall people got shot in war because they were just easier to see. That's like the one time that I went to a concert with Alex Park, and he started smoking blunt while everybody else was. And I'll tell you what, I haven't seen security run much faster than that. And it's like they were staring at a light pole in the middle of a grass field.
And you've seen security run a lot.
Oh, it's terrifying when they're at concerts because they just blow you.
Yeah. Well, you used to attend the security games, sort of like this Olympic Games style event where security guards would practice like throwing people out of bars.
My favorite event was allowing people into a stadium and then seeing if they could find anything.
Oh yes, of course. Well, and the prized event of the entire of the security guard Olympics is the pat down, the 100-meter
yes.
pat down.
And without violating anybody, those are definitely
Without violating
points taken
anybody.
away.
That's the thing. You can't violate anybody.
Have you ever been patted down and then they go into your waistband and you're like, holy, take me out for dinner first?
I say that every time and they never do. Men, right? There was a time where I was going to a Blink-182 concert when I was in I think it was like the summer between grade 12 and my victory lap, and it was at Molson Amphitheater, and I was with a group of like 7 or 8 people, and for some reason nobody wanted to buck up and each take a joint in with them. So it was like one person take in all 7. So it ends up being me, and I have them like in a little like Ziploc bag, and I have them under my belt buckle. Classic spot.
Okay.
That's where you put the things you don't want, someone finding.
Under the belt buckle?
Yeah,
Do you
like-
is it the flat belt buckle or the like how does it look?
It
What's
was
the belt buckle?
I think it was like a Pink Floyd, one of the type of belt buckles that you would see in HMV.
Oh yeah.
that make sense?
So did you tape them? Yeah.
That makes sense, yeah. No, I just kind of, it's a bite. It's a belt. It's tight to your body. So it's just kind of between the belt buckle and your pants to sort of like leave the joints there. And I had to carry in all 8. And out of all of us walking through, I was the only one who got brought aside for like additional checks. Where it was like, take off your hat. What's in your pack of cigarettes? Take off your shoes. That whole thing. Yeah, it was a whole moment. Got away with it, but
You got away with it.
of course. Well, it was in my belt buckle. That's they pat that.
Classic.
It just feels like it's a fucking belt, and
Were you nervous?
no, but I was a minor, and I wonder if you can stick your hands down the pants of a minor. I wonder how that would. Because as an adult, I'm kind of expecting people to just kind of, if there's an opportunity where someone has to shove their hand down my pants, it's like, whatever, they have to. I'm an adult. But as a minor, I wonder what the rule is there when it comes to security guard.
I'm gonna say, I think you're protected from someone going down your pants.
Just sort of
as a
like
minor.
finger blasting you. Yeah, and I don't think,
Yeah.
I don't, maybe I looked 18, but as a security guard at a fucking pop punk concert willing to take that risk and end up just, like cupping a little 17-year-old boy's balls?
No, because then he'll
Big
become
risk.
a pedophile.
Big risk. And then what do you have to do? Every single time you move houses, you gotta, you gotta go to
Knock on the
you gotta
neighbor's
knock
door.
on their door,
Hey, can I
and you
meet-
say
can I meet your
and you say
kids
trick
quickly?
or treat,
I need to
and
let
then
them
they're
know
like,
that I'm the danger around here.
and then they're like, it's not Halloween. Why are you trick or treating? And you're like, yes, it is. I'm dressed up as a sex offender. And then they're like, well, it's not Halloween. And then you're like, okay, let me be honest. I'm a sex offender. And then you have to move, like again.
Every time.
Don't be a sex offender.
Reminds me of my 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's well, I'm glad you got away with it. I hate going through security. Like, I know you don't fly, but when I fly, I get
I don't
so
fly. I only
paranoid
run.
Going,
I run places.
I fly like Jordan. Whenever I go through any, like, even crossing borders, I get so nervous for no damn reason. I'm like, I'm not doing anything wrong, but I just don't like the, like, where are you going? Where are you from? And it's like, especially when I go with like a couple friends and they're like, where are you from? I'm like, I'm from Kitchener. He's from Toronto. He's from Kingston. He's from Ottawa. We all grew up in this small area.
Oh.
I went to school around here. And they're like, we don't care that much. And you're like, funny story. Okay, so this one time we actually were all living together and I was renting just their couch. And they're like, please go ahead. And you're like, anyway, so long time. And you know what? The landlord, they go ahead and say, what's the deal here? And we go, it's Fugazi. And they're like, please move on.
Like,
And I'm
please
like,
stop,
"Whew,
sir.
go away,
You're
I was going
holding
that
up.
way."
You're holding up the line.
And then I pull out a
Don't
small
make me
diagram,
give you
and
a
I'm like,
body
this is what the
cavity
apartment
check.
looked like.
All that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So take that into consideration next time you go to the airport.
Yeah. Any plans to go to the airport anytime coming up, Cam, soon? Celebrate the
Maybe.
big job.
My new job's in Calgary, so they're probably going to need me to go there some point.
Right, big jobs in Calgary. You're and which I guess is a long way to commute, but I guess you and Shannon have talked about it, and that's okay.
Yeah, I will be driving out there daily.
Mm-hmm. Driving. Driving. Really? Okay. I thought you would have been flying out there daily because that sounded a little less ridiculous than if you were driving every single day.
No, I imagine I'll probably have to go to the office like once a year or something like that.
Yeah.
And then by that time, I'll be leaving already.
That's a good point. Yeah, you could hopefully this could be the first job you ever have that you have and leave before ever meeting your boss.
That.
Are you thinking if that's happened? Are you thinking if that's happened?
Yeah, I was trying to think if that happened. Hasn't happened. Met all my bosses.
Well, Cam,
I'm just trying to think in person.
Like me, I find a new job every year. Definitely haven't been working at the same job for 5 years, so I understand exactly what you're saying. I understand exactly what you're saying.
It's like we're two C's,
two something, two ice cream cones, two table fans. No.
You're looking at shit in the office.
Two paintings of a guy kind of standing in a Captain Morgan's logo. Something like that.
Yeah, we should get booze delivered to the office.
Two packs of tennis balls.
Do you get lunch when you go to work? Do they feed you lunch?
It depends. It would never be like it depend. It would depend always. Like in our summer shows, that would be like a dinner ready for you. Or there's always food available if it's an event, but if it's not events, then no, it's your own food.
What's the best meal that they have?
Well, I don't know. It's all pretty bad, to be honest.
Really?
To be honest, I don't know. I've just eaten it so much that like
I guess.
Like the fucking chicken steak and broccolini. Like it's not that impressive. It's just a piece of chicken, a little piece of steak, and some broccolini. Like everyone, calm the fuck down. It tastes good in the sense that you didn't have to make it yourself.
Sure.
Food tastes a little bit better when you don't have to make it yourself.
Agreed. I've been making this jerk chicken recently. So you get like peppers, green onions, like a ton of just green shit, and then you throw it in a blender, and it just comes out as like a green paste, and then you put that on chicken thighs, and holy moly, it is delicious. But you have to put a little lime on top of it, or else you'll be just on fire. The spicy stuff.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Blend up the sauce before you pour it on. That's or whatever. That sounds fun.
Yeah, well, there's almost no liquid in it. Like there's a little bit of soy sauce, but other than that, it's all just. I think yesterday put jalapenos instead of. Oh yeah, went to Sobeys yesterday.
Jalapenos.
Went to Sobeys. You expect the highest, Sobeys, in my opinion, probably one of the top 3 grocery stores.
Top 3 grocery stores.
You have for like if you're looking and for like I need to get specific shit. I don't go to Food Basics. I don't go to Zehrs. I go to Sobeys because they carry expensive shit, but because they carry everything.
And their stores are big. The one by your house is
a
massive fucking grocery store.
Yes, sir. So we go to a different one because on the way home, I'm like, "Do you guys have any Scotch bonnets?" They're like, I'm not sure. I've never heard of those peppers before." I'm like, "Is this a fucking grocery store or a convenience store? Like, god damn it." And then I'm like, well, surely there's beer here because I want to drink tonight to drown out my sorrows that you don't have any fucking Scotch bonnets. They're like, "We don't sell alcohol here. There's an LCBO down the road." I'm like, fucking kill me. Like, this is the worst experience I've ever had with the Sobeys.
Cam, you're coming in hot there about this Sobeys.
I've had a lot of stories today. I've had a big week.
I didn't know that you felt so passionately about, kind of going to the grocery store.
I just expect more.
You expect more out of, everybody, the government, corporations. But honestly, to have never heard of a Scotch bonnet pepper, come on. Have you never heard of it?
2 different people. They're like, did you look at the peppers section? I'm like, no, I looked in the fucking milk section.
Shit, I've been looking in frozen food. You're saying it might be beside the other peppers?
Yeah. He's like, I could check inventory. I'm like, do you normally keep peppers in a different area? Like, no.
So then you started causing a real scene.
Well, then I threw all the peppers on the ground. I go, does this look like a Scotch bonnet?
Of
No.
course, and then
How
everyone
about
kind of crowds around you. Everyone's got their phones out.
Right.
A lot of people yelling "World Star," and a lot of people are really intrigued because you are not
And I
wearing
say,
a mask.
Gate.
You are not wearing a mask at all. Not at all. No.
Never.
Never.
Haven't. Ever.
No. So this, a lot of people yelling "World Star." A lot of people calling you like a male Karen, whatever, sort of trying to spearhead that, like Caleb or something.
Have you seen anybody like get angry in a store when they have to wear a mask or anything like that? I think I saw it one time and I told you about it.
I think you may have. No one here. I don't know.
Is that one time that I was in the coffee shop in like Burlington, and the lady's like, can I ask you a quick question? Why aren't they wearing a mask? I have to wear a mask. And she's like, I'm a 14-year-old girl and it's a Sunday. And because that's what the fucking government says. And I don't make the rules around here, lady. So just please wear your goddamn mask. So just be clear. Just be clear here. Anyway, we're not going to bring up old farts. Let's keep plowing ahead.
Bring up old farts. Doesn't even make sense.
Oh my god, some guy today at Muay Thai was doing squats, but every time he went down, he farted.
Like every single time? That's almost impressive. And
it's brutal.
I don't know if that's funny or rude. That's really funny.
It was probably after because it was 10 squats he had to do, and after 4.
Now, you sure it wasn't like his suit ripping or something like that? Like clothes ripping? Okay.
Nope, because it smelt.
Wow.
Holy smokes, Cam! I feel like this has been the Cam LeClaire hour here.
It's been the Cam LeClaire show with your you're the Conan O'Brien of this episode, right? And I'm the lowly Andy Richter sitting on the couch beside you, making way for whichever celebrity of the week kind of pops up. Johnny Depp or
you're my Hannibal Buress.
Yeah, I could be. Oh yeah, Eric Andre. Yeah, that's your frame of reference. Yeah, there you go.
Perfect. Well, I think I don't know about your time, but I think it might be time for a little bit of a game.
Let's play a game, shall we? I want to play a game. Let's play some Headline or Asinine.
Hey, headline or asinine. Headline or asinine.
Let's play it.
Hi-oh, no hi-oh.
And Cam, I'd like to point out before we play this game. What time is it? Past my bedtime.
It's way past your bedtime. We're working the late night hour, of course.
Have you seen a yawn?
I have not actually. I've not seen a yawn. I've not heard a yawn.
Where's the energy level at? Energy levels are high tonight.
We had to change around our recording kind of timing schedule. Of course, Kim Mitchell just needed a little more time. We go into the studio because of course Kim Mitchell has the hour right after our show, and we walk in and he's wearing the exact same clothes he was wearing yesterday. Just clumps of tissue everywhere. His eyes are beet red. I don't think he left. I think he just stayed in the studio and cried all night.
It's not uncommon. I didn't want to tell you about it, but I guess now you know.
It's not. He does this all the time. Is that why you set up the cameras here in the Two Seasons Pod studio?
Yeah. That's the only reason.
Are we looking for Kim Mitchell fail footage? Just him and then fail, and he failed.
Yeah, that's it. That's just put the cameras in for that reason. That's it.
That reason and that reason only.
That's it. No more questions. Anyway, first headline. Are you ready for this? Chinese teenager sells kidney to buy iPad and iPhone.
God. iPad and an iPhone. See, if you have the money, if you have the money for an iPad, that's great. Anybody has the money for an iPad or an iPhone, but you need both. Because there's so many differences between there's so many things an iPad can do that an iPhone can't, right? It's bigger. It's a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
See, I think what amazes me more about this is that I thought, I mean, they say, a new iPhone is going to cost you an arm and a leg. They never say it's going to cost you a kidney, because I was always under the impression that organs would cost way more than the price of an iPad and an iPhone. Like, I thought for a kidney you can get like 15 grand or something, right? And just to waste it on this, to waste it on something which is pretty much the same thing twice. That seems a bit foolish, but teenagers have done some crazy things, like we learned with some headlines last week. But I'm going to say that's asinine.
Headline from 2011, and now unfortunately is back in the hospital bed because his other kidney is failing because of a partially botched surgery. He sold his kidney to the black market in 2011 in April and received 4,500 Australian, like the equivalent of about $4,500 Canadian.
Really?
And he purchased the iPhone 4 and iPad 2 with the funds. Yeah, pretty cheap.
Wait. What did he purchase?
iPhone 4 and iPad 2.
An iPhone 4. You mean the iPhone that's 6 versions behind the current iPhone?
What was the 2011 headline?
Oh, okay, shit. Okay, sorry, I didn't hear you. Sorry, if you said that was 2011, I did not hear you. That would have been the most amazing part. Sorry, Cam, go on.
Yeah, but now he's back in a hospital bed because obviously, if you go to a black market surgeon who's like, "How confident are you?" They're like, "I'm B positive," and that's HIV positive. I mean. They're like, "What? Who is this guy?" And they're like, "Get on the table, sir." And sorry, we're low on anesthetics today, so we're just gonna go with the old bite the towel method. So yeah, that got infected, and he's not doing well.
What do you think the percentage of black market surgeons who are good? Like, I wonder, there has to be a black market surgeon out there who like takes a lot of pride in what he does. And everything's very clean, and he's like, "No, I'm a doctor. God damn it! I do it for cheap, or something."
Well, that's the thing. You can't have any like patient testimonials.
Yeah, there's no one yelping your back alley abortion clinic.
Yeah, it's like he removed a bullet hole from me. Or a bullet from me, and I tell you what, that arm's like it wasn't even shot in the first place.
5 stars.
5-star review.
Cam, are you ready for your first hio?
Yeah.
Headliner asinine. Man is mauled by leopard after paying $150 for full contact experience.
$150 seems cheap. But I think if we learned anything from last week is that the black market in like Africa to play with wild animals is lucrative, and you can probably find some real good deals. So I'm gonna go ahead and assume it's in one of those countries, and someone's like, "How's 150 sound?" They're like, "Yeah, risk is all on you, big fella." He goes in there, and they're like, "Hey, kitty." Next thing you know, you're not coming out the same person. So, yeah, I'm going to say headline.
Cam, it's a headline here for you. This story is coming out of Florida. Of course, where else, right? So this happened to a 50-year-old man named Dwight Turner, who Mr. Turner and a man named Michael Pogel entered an agreement where Dwight Turner would be allowed into the cage with Mr. Pogel's leopard, and initially intended to just scratch his belly, ruffle his fur, and maybe get some photos. Soon after Mr. Turner walked into the cage and sat down on a little bench, the leopard almost immediately attacked the man, going right after his face and his head. And so far in 2 different surgeries, doctors have had to reattach a piece of Mr. Turner's scalp and reattach his left ear, which was torn in half. The owner, though, Michael Pogel, has been charged with 2 misdemeanors for, apparently these are 2 different crimes, keeping an animal in an unsafe area and allowing full contact with an extremely dangerous animal. That's a crime, or that's a misdemeanor. There you go.
Where was this again? I missed that at the hop.
Ooh, baby, right off the bat, eh? Right off the bat, it's coming out of Florida.
Oh, as these things are. No surprise there. Could have guessed that. Headliner last night: Sweden thought Russia was invading their water via submarine for 15 years. Turns out it was farts of large schools of herring.
Large school of herring. Okay, now if I know one thing about geography, it's that I have no idea how close Russia and Sweden are. So I'm going to say that there's a chance that there's a body of water between these two countries. There's also a chance there isn't. Sweden's on an island, so that checks out. But imagine that it was a school of herring, a school of fish instead of a submarine. Like that's a big miss, if you think. But I guess it could be possible, right? I picture kind of like, there's somebody working at the Russian kind of naval operation base, and they every day they're checking out that little radar. The one that is that circular and it has the little line that keeps going through it, just like ping, ping. I picture them kind of looking at that thing, and every day
it's called a radar.
Probably. And every day for like 15 years they're looking at it, and like even when they got the job they were like, oh, what's this little mark here? And the guy who trained them was like, oh, it's just a smudge, like a little oil spill or a grease spill. And then I think maybe after a long period of time, 10 or 15 years, this guy was just like, I'm going to clean off this little smudge, this little grease mark. And he gets the Windex out and like next thing you know is that it was not a smudge. It was actually a part of the radar. And then he has to go through this whole situation. He has to contact the radar repairman and be like, hey, is there a chance that like the radar itself is broken and there's no actual like thing here? And the radar guy's like, yeah, it's possible. Let me swap it out with another unit. And they're like, okay. So then they swap out the unit. Then it's still there. And then he's like, oh, well, I guess I got to go like find like the guy who controls the ping, just the sound. He comes up to him and is like, hey, is there a chance that the ping ping is the problem? He's like, no. He's like, oh, I guess I gotta go out there myself. And he goes out there
Radar
into the water to find this to see what the hell the deal is.
Maybe it's sonar.
I don't know, it's one of the two, but I know what it definitely is. It's a headline.
It's a headline from around the time of 1980s to 1990s. They did think they were spying on them, and obviously Russia denied everything, but they deny everything. And then Sweden brought in this scientist from southern Denmark to listen into the sounds that they were hearing, because they're like, doesn't it sound like a propeller? And they're like, I don't think that sounds like a propeller. They're like, listen to propellers. And he's like, it sounded nothing like that. It sounded like someone frying bacon, or like popping or hissing coming from and releasing small air bubbles into the air. And he said, I don't think that's what a submarine sounds like. And they did some more research, and it turns out it was just a bunch of herring moving and farting. So a little bit of facts.
For you, especially warming up, the nautical theme of what will be next week's Shark Tale episode.
Okay, let's hear it.
Cam, I got a second headline here for you. Headliner Asinine: lesbian lovers dismember man and use his fingers to access his bank account.
I'm confused why. Like, I think maybe they just tried to pack a lot into that headline. So lesbian lovers, not that there's anything wrong with that, picked dismembered a man to get in his bank account. Did they kill him? Or did they just dismember him? A lot of questions here.
Well, Cam, I think the question for you would be, how many times have you heard the word dismembered and lived shortly after?
That's what I'm confused by. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and say they killed him. And then maybe they pulled the old, like, his phone rang. It's like, oh, it's just me. It's just me. I'm going to the bank. Check my records. It's me going to the bank.
Oh, so you're saying they went for a little you're saying they went for a little like Miss Doubtfire.
I'm going off to the Las Vegas to have some fun. Look at my bank account and my phone records. Yeah, so I'm hoping that's what happened. I think it's probably a much more gruesome tale, and I'm going to go ahead and call headline.
Cam, that's a headline. God, I wish it was. Has there ever been a real life like Weekend at Bernie's? We should check that out for next week's episode. No, but Cam, this is a headline. This is coming out of this is a story that's coming out of Portugal, where 2 women are being charged with murdering a man and dismembering him in order to retrieve his $77,000 inheritance. This is Maria Malverio and Mariana Fonesca. 19 and 23 are accused of murdering a 21-year-old man. This happened earlier on in the year, where he was found strangled and missing his fingers, along with some other body parts chopped off. The 2 women accused of cutting off his fingers and stealing his cell phone, which was locked by his fingerprints, and attempted to access his bank account. They later threw the rest of his body into the sea. They were able to do it by seducing him. One of them seduced them at a bar. They kind of like met or whatever, brought him back to their place, where they gave him orange juice laced with a sedative. The women are charged with a whole shitload of crimes, including murder, desecration of a body, computer fraud, bank fraud. It fucking goes on. 7 or 8 things. So these women are fucked.
I think the unbelievable part of that story is you bring someone back to your house to have sex with them, and you're like, would you like some orange juice? It's like,
yeah, that's a huge red flag. If you went back to someone's house and then they're like, hey, do you want some orange juice? Run away. That person is clinically insane.
Like, no.
I mean, nothing wrong with orange juice, but time and place, right?
Time and place. Headliner asinine. China City curbs dog walking, bans them in parks and stadiums.
Bans dogs in stadiums?
China City curbs dog walking. So no more dog walking in China.
Oh, okay. But you can only do it in a stadium.
No. Just bans dog walking and bans them in parks and stadiums.
Oh, okay. Why would a dog be in a stadium in the first place?
I don't know.
You're having like dog. Well, I mean, I guess this was a predictable move, by the Chinese. What did the witch and Hansel and Gretel do? Just fed them a bunch of food so they would get fat, and then locked the door so they couldn't really move around. And I think, kind of applying the Hansel and Gretel ideas over there in China, I think that would work perfectly, right? You give the dogs a bunch of food, they can't go run it off. Next thing you know, there's so much meat on the bones, and there's going to be another lockdown soon, baby. And let me tell you, the price of dog meat, that's not going anywhere. Why go to the store to buy an expensively cooked dog when you could just kind of do it in your own home? We're one step away from, they always say kind of like farm to table, locally sourced. But then as soon as I'm eating my dog, everyone's freaking out. It's still farm to table. It's still locally sourced. Everyone just needs to calm down a bit. That's a headline.
That's a headline, and I should have just read it as China City stops dog walking. I didn't realize that the last part of it was to it, which made it a little more confusing. This southwestern city in China has banned dog walking during the daytime and banished the pet entirely from parks, shopping centers, sports facilities, and other public areas. Just more repressive China shit, just not allowing people to have their way with the shit. So,
or maybe
there I said it.
I think we have it all wrong, actually, Cam. These are the mayor and the legislators of this little town, this little province, saying, guys, like, how do we get it through your skulls? Stop eating dogs. We'll ban them. We'll ban dogs. Don't make us ban dogs. And then next thing you know, they're like, guys, we told you to stop eating dogs. We gave you so many chances. The world has been aware of this for decades. And decades.
We saw it was coming.
He's like,
I could have predicted this in 2019.
And the mayor was like, you know what, guys, I have to do it. I have to ban dogs. You did this to yourself. Maybe if you stop eating them, we'll let you get them back one day. I think this is the right step in the right direction.
Call that the power move.
Big old power move. Yeah.
All right, hit me up, brother.
I got another headline here for you, Cam. Kanye West being sued for $1 million by his opera company.
Oh, what the hell is an opera company? Is that like what? I don't really know what an opera company is, but I'm gonna go ahead and assume that he didn't pay them for something. Maybe like using a sample or something, just some kind of copyright. I imagine it's something to do with that. And he's gonna adamantly deny it, bring his team of lawyers. It sounds pretty plausible.
Oh, there it is!
Ah!
There it is! Go fuck yourself. Go. Oh, wow, that was even more aggressive than I thought it would be.
Well, headline. I feel ashamed
Let's
of
call the
myself.
show. Let's fucking call it off right now. Cam, that is a headline. You're right. And before you get going, it's not a company like you're thinking of. It's what you refer to as the group of people in the performance. So you go watch a play, musical, opera. The people on stage, they're a part of the company. That's just sort of like the word that encompasses.
I see. It's like a military company, it's a group of people.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like it's not LLC, NASDAQ.
Got it.
Company,
Okay.
but yeah, Cam. This is a headline, of course. Kanye West. He was spent too much time over at Yeezer. Apparently, he's being accused of unpaid wages. And
I knew it. I called that one.
You called that one, and failing to pay minimum wage when he hosted a bunch of shows for his opera last November. For his production called The Nebuchadnezzar, which is more than just that ship from the Matrix, right? But actually, the lawsuit is actually against Kanye West and Live Nation, because Live Nation was the group that put it on. The case is still pending, but I checked out some reviews of the opera that said, I got a good one here for you. It reads, with its ramshackle delivery, halting Bible readings, and thunderous choir, this is an outlandish, self-regarding spectacle. There you have it.
There you have it.
Don't watch Kanye West's opera.
No, I think you should listen to it. I don't believe in paying people fairly. There, I said it.
Oh shit! There you go. Fuck you, human resources. There, I said it.
There we go. Human resources is just trying to keep everyone down.
Suck my dick, HR.
Well, folks, make sure to like, subscribe, and just keep telling your friends about the channel.
You got to keep doing it. Of course, we're coming up on episode 50. Things are real exciting. People are still listening to the show. Of course, we thank you all for listening to the show. Of course, twoceesinapod@gmail.com. That's the place where you can reach us. Ask us anything. Of course,
send us a voice clip. I think those are fun. We can get your voice on air.
Yeah, do you want your voice to be on air? Two Season a Pod, fucking send us a voice clip, and any questions? I would, we can do some listener emails sometimes. I mean, of course, we do love reading the emails from our listeners that are mostly just charitable donations. But we also accept we also accept not just cash.
Yes. So any feedback on the show? Let us know who your favorite host is.
Yeah.
I'm only gonna read certain emails, but
don't let us know who your favorite is. Let us know who your least favorite is.
Let us know. Let us know the things you hate the most about the show.
Yeah, please.
Maybe the people. I don't know. Never forget, people. The original title for Shark Tale was Shark Slayer. Thanks for listening.
Can't wait for next week. Watch Shark Tale. Take care, folks.
Continuing
Tonight on Two Season a Pod. 96.7 on your Two Season a Pod, 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 Two Season just like Two Season a Pod, because we're Two Season a Pod, just like Two Season a Pod, Two Season a Pod at gmail.com.